if you haven't, go check out our library. It is getting full, folks. MCU page dedicated to all the Marvel stuff, mostly superheroes.com/MCU. The last one we did was Ant-Man. That was fun. Coming right up after that, our next title in the hashtag MCU Rewatch, coming off Avengers Age of Ultron as well, Guardians of the Galaxy, and also the last film that happened was Captain America Civil War. Actually, that was last week. Taking place just before Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Pretty excited for that one. It's the 14th film in the MCU lineup, the 2016 Mind Melter. Benedict Cumberbatch debuts as Doctor Strange. Look at this epic poster.
That's a great photo.
We got to give a shout out to Den of Geek. Got this photo over there from them. But it's just an epic photo of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Man, this is a crazy film. This was much anticipated at the time. So many questions around this Doctor Strange character. How are they going to bring them into this world where we have met Captain America, Tony Stark as Iron Man, Thor? Okay, there's already crazy stuff. What is this sorcerer? Came out on October 20th, 2016, had a budget of 160. Actually, I have a typo here on the screen. It's actually $250 million budget. Oh, shit. No, this is the wrong note. This is the one I grabbed from you earlier. It's last week's. I was like, this is Captain America Civil War.
Whoops.
This is released October 20th, 2016 with a budget of $165 million, and it made $677.7 million at the box office. Did just fine.
Yeah.
Giggler, when is the last time you saw this movie? And tell me your feelings on it, because I can already tell by your face that it's not one of your favorites.
It's definitely in my bottom third, somewhere down there.
Tell us all about it. Tell us what you think about it. And when did you see it last?
Yeah, I watched it probably December, January time period when I did my most recent rewatch for all the movies. And I will not lie, I did skip a couple, but I definitely rewatched this during that time. I haven't rewatched it since.
Mm-hmm.
It's on TV sometimes, I feel like,
mm-hmm.
and I'm tempted to throw it on, but it's not one of those automatic ones that you turn on. It's and that's where it's kind of lax for me. I mean, we'll get more into that when I do rating and stuff later,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's just like you said, just to feel like this integrated with the entire MCU. It definitely feels like he's integrated now, but not really so much during this movie. I feel like it just kind of was, I don't know.
You're very detached from what was happening in the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
But hey, and I'm not. I totally know what you mean, because I feel like you had the similar feeling about Ant-Man. It's just not the main crew. It's the D-line character that they pulled out of the basement. Absolutely, I hear you.
Yeah,
but
they hold up on their own, but they're not
it's not the same.
Super rewatchable, I guess.
And it's not the same feeling that you're feeling when you watch Iron Man.
Yeah,
I feel you. All right, I watched it. I mean, you watched this recently. You said I watched this actually today. It's not one that I rewatch all the time either, though. It's every couple years. But I think it stands on its own 2 feet. We'll get into it. I have some thoughts I want to give. Going to give you a rating, and we're going to connect the dots to some Phase 4 stuff. Make it real quick, and we're going to go right into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2. Super pumped to talk about it. Little help from Wikipedia. Doctor Strange came out 2016. It's a superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character, same name obviously, produced by Marvel Studios, distributed now by Disney Studios Motion Pictures, streaming on Disney Plus if you want to go check it out. Takes place in the MCU. The film was directed by Scott Derrickson from a screenplay he wrote with John Spates and C. Robert Cargill. Of course, stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Surgeon Stephen Strange, along with, I'm going to butcher this, Chiwetel Ejiofor. Dude, look at that. Chiwetel. Chiwetel. Ejiofor. That's Carl Mondo. You might recognize him from 12 Years a Slave. He's also in Love, Actually.
Okay.
And he plays the right-hand man to the Ancient One in this film, played by Tilda Swinton. He's the fellow that is there with the Ancient One at the beginning, and then ends up like kind of going sour by the end of this movie. Spoiler alert for the film, of course, when we talk about these. You might also recognize Rachel McAdams in this film. Love her and everything she does. She plays Christine Palmer, the love interest of Doctor Strange. We also get Benedict Wong in this movie, as in this movie, and also in Infinity War, Wong. Everyone loves Wong, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Michael Stolberg's in this movie, Benjamin Bratt, Scott Adkins, Mad Mikkelsen, and like I mentioned, Tilda Swinton playing the Ancient One. And she actually plays a pretty vital role in Avengers Endgame. In this film, Doctor Strange learns that being a rich asshole isn't cool after wrecking his car in the most violent car crash I've ever seen.
Bad look, yeah.
I mean, he is driving 200 miles an hour, I would guess. It's like the old man in me. He was probably going like 150. And he is literally looking down at a screen while he's...
Was it snowing too? Did I make that up?
I feel like it was raining, but either way,
yeah.
He just bumps a car going that fast and goes off a cliff, ruins his hands, travels and learns from the Ancient One the mystic arts, becomes a master of it, defeats Dormammu with a bunch of annoying tactics like I'm just going to be here in repeat time until I win, and becomes the Sorcerer Supreme that is Doctor Strange. That's nuts and bolts what happened. Rich surgeon, kind of an asshole, gets a reality check, breaks his hands, learns magic, and is like the most magical person of all time. I think he learned his lesson, I guess.
Yeah, I'll look at him.
I guess. I'll say this. Movie's a little predictable. Revisiting it, I was like, I mean, I would say you know what's going to happen if you've seen it before. But it was also just in my mind, the writing, it just felt like, here's the thing. We've talked about this on this show. Origin stories are tough. Yep. Because they require the most exposition. They require the most like, well, you got to set this guy up if you're going to put him in everything else. This movie accomplishes that, I think. I think it is just fine. I was kind of let down by the big fight at the end. It's kind of like, I feel this guy was as big as Galactus. Let's talk about Dormammu. Let's just get to like the biggest part of this movie.
I feel like you could just need to drop acid before you watch this movie, and it'd be.
I feel like you don't even need to.
Never would do that, obviously, but
I feel like you don't even need to because you watch it and it's like you're already tripping on acid.
Yeah,
you talk about my favorite moments. One of the things I wrote down was simply just anytime the city turns into a Rubik's Cube.
Like it's a Christopher Nolan movie or something. Yeah.
Yes, feels very Inception at that point, you know. I was gonna say the car crash was crazy. The fight scene was all right. It just was like, okay, I'm gonna use the time stone. I'm gonna rewind time. And then the other bad guy was like basically one of those sorcerers that just was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm just gonna steal the book. And it was good. It was a good little mini mission for a build up of a character. I really do think that Benedict Cumberbatch is a joy to watch in this movie. He plays the character so well, and I really am intrigued by like the things he does. I'm not bored with him at all. Like the character is so fun to watch.
He's perfect for this. They wanted. I read something today that they wanted him so bad for this part that they like changed their filming schedule for it. Like because he had so many conflicts, they like had to completely rearrange everything, and they did it because like who the hell else could play this? I feel like he's absolutely perfect for it.
Yeah, he is. He was like made to. And Marvel's great at finding those folks. Just talking about the let's go and talk about the end credit scenes, mid credit scenes. Make sure we don't miss any other thoughts on the movie. But mid credit scene is great. Sets up Thor Ragnarok. It's when Doctor Strange is like talking with Thor. He like gets him that beer. That movie's coming up, man. I am so excited. Love that. I love Thor Ragnarok. Can't wait.
Yep.
And then the end credit scene, we alluded to this, Carl Mondo. So he's like one of the good guys when the movie starts. And then by the end, you might remember this, he goes back to the guy that told Benedict Cumberbatch where to find the Ancient One. This guy that's like walking around that like has magic, and he like healed himself with the magic.
Yep.
Carl Mondo comes back, takes it, and Carl Mondo also told Doctor Strange in the movie, hey man, you use that time stone once, there's going to be some ramifications of that. There's going to be some consequences just from doing it that once. Think about what's going to happen in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness after 2 Infinity Gauntlet snaps happened.
I'm so scared.
That's exactly what I think. That's my biggest theory about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is that I'm kind of jumping up, but I'm getting there. Wanda is going to be like coming in to help with like this bad guy and this thing that comes in Doctor Strange where like it's like high stakes cosmic ramifications of what happened in this movie, the first movie.
Can you even imagine how visually insane that movie will be just from what you're describing right now? I can't wait.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like so he ends up making a deal with Dormammu. So I feel like Dormammu left. Who's to say Dormammu wasn't like, "Hey, Galactus."
Do you know who was the voice of Dormammu?
Who?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, it wasn't. Are you serious?
I swear to God.
It's Benedict?
Yeah.
The Jock and Nerd guys call him Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
It's fine. I don't know.
It's fun to say.
It is fun to say. But that was his voice?
Yeah. He just wanted to do it, I think.
I want to be the villain. Yeah. All right, well, then they moved the schedule for him, too. He sounds kind of like a pain in the ass.
I hope I have.
Maybe that's why they call him that.
I need PC Mike here to look things up like this.
Well, you got your phone. You get that little computer. You get that little computer in your hand. You can use it, and I'll keep taking us through. Let's go through some other connections while we're there. Yeah, we'll do our rating at the end. So some connections to Phase 4. We like to do this. It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. But how does it connect to stuff we're watching? So I already mentioned WandaVision. So in this movie, you really do learn all about the Sorcerer Supreme. Okay? And you learn about the books they have that allow them to do this crazy magic, right? Well,
books, huh?
Books.
Huh.
You ever heard about books? In WandaVision, spoiler alert for the show, but at the end, in the end credit scene, Wanda has books. She has the Darkhold now, right?
Yep.
She's learning magic. And guess what else we know from WandaVision? She's more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. All right, You want to learn about all this? This is the movie.
It's going to be weird.
Now, maybe most of the superheroes is already filled in your brain. You might not have to go watch this if you're like Andy. Now you know. But this is the movie to connect the dots. I highly say you should watch this before Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, no doubt. That movie comes out in 2022, by the way. Just want to keep everyone apprised.
March, I believe.
I think somebody said we're about at the year.
Yeah, the other day I remember it being like Doctor Strange comes out in 1 year.
Yes.
Thank God.
There we go. We're at less than a year now. And then the next title we're going to talk about, there's only one connection, but the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Doctor Strange is flat out mentioned in the show this week. They say Doctor Strange is a sorcerer is
one of the big three.
One of the big three. Sorcerers, androids, and what's the third one? Sorcerers, androids, and
oh man,
we'll think of it. Well, we'll talk about it.
You just put me on the spot. These lights.
I know these lights. Where it's it's a big time.
PC Mike, help! We need you.
Without PC Mike, we're helpless. He's watching right now, just
robots.
He's watching, just evil laughing. Oh, and robots.
Androids.
So I think androids are robots.
Yeah, whatever.
Either way, but he says sorcerers are just wizards without hats.
Exactly. That's the part I was thinking of.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give my review real quick. Rating. Andy, get yours ready to go. We'll wrap this up. Move on to Falcon and Winter Soldier. So Doctor Strange, introduction to a new character. Also a new realm of the MCU, talking all about this cosmic type behind-the-scenes world no one knows about. Huge. It also introduces time travel to the MCU, and that's a real thing that can happen. The story is solid, although, as I said, a bit predictable. The visuals will definitely wow you. Cumberbatch is a joy on screen. He nails the role. He's the reason I really keep coming back to watch this, typically every 2 to 3 years. I'm not putting it on all the time. It's by far not my favorite, but it's an origin story. We know that can have problems. We talked about that when we talked about Captain America, the First Avenger. It just feels like there's a lot going on because there usually is. I think the team did a good job, though. I'll watch it again. I'm going to give it a rating of 3.0. Giggler, wrap us up on Doctor Strange, and let's hear that rating.
Yeah, rating is going to be maybe one of my lowest ones for MCU.
Uh-oh.
Right now, so far anyways.
Go ahead.
Go for a 2.7.
Ooh, I'll still give it up.
But
because it's not on your rewatch list, really.
Just, not like I said earlier. Like, it's still fun to watch, but there's not a lot to it that just like wants me to come back. Other than just like the visually how awesome it is,
just how cool it looks.
Yeah.
You're not just it's like the story isn't that. It's like the character isn't grasping you that much. But I'll ask you this: do you enjoy Doctor Strange in Infinity War?
Yes, I'm gonna say like that's what is redeeming about it. Like he still got his origin story, but like now I feel like when I see him, he's an all-star.
He's an all-star.
Like he's one of the top guys, and definitely is going to be one of the most important going forward, which is
awesome.
Because we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a funny thing because it really is just about like this origin movie. The origin movie, you know what? It's going to introduce you. It's not going to make you think like, oh, the coolest character I've ever seen. But guess what? You're going to see that character back in Infinity War, Endgame, and then boom.
Yep. And then like you just think about what characters you think are going to be around for like long term. He's probably one that's
I hope
up there
so.
for sure.
Can you imagine like a 75-year-old Doctor Strange? He's just still doing it. You and Mike are just still recording right here.
Old man Strange. They're like Doctor Strange 35 coming out in 2043.
He's like ooh, and he barely can spin his wrist. All right, and you gave your rating 2.7. Okay. That's it for our MCU rewatch this week. Hope you enjoyed a little recap on Doctor Strange. Hope you connect the dots a little bit. Another title for our MCU library coming up. Got a few more ramping up to finish the Infinity Saga. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 will be next. So next week, get ready for that. Spider-Man Homecoming after that. And then, I can't even tell you how excited I am to talk about Thor Ragnarok.